Hi everyone, welcome to Wandering Soul Yoga with Sarah. Today we'll be moving into the low back. So if you experience any tension there, this is the perfect flow for you. Whenever you're ready, join me on the mat. To begin class, you'll start seated, but I'd like you to have a block or two handy for later in the practice. And just start by situating yourself on the mat. So taking a moment from whatever you were coming to yoga before this, and maybe you close the eyes, breathing in and out. Not trying to change the breath here, just allowing yourself to take a break between what you were just doing and now making the decision to come onto the mat and to choose yoga. Maybe leave the eyes closed or gently open them. We'll do 2 gentle twists. Left hand to right knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twisting any amount. Maybe your right hand comes behind you. Using the strength of the core here to draw yourself into this twist. You're not pulling with the arm, but you're using the core, strengthening the core muscles, which in turn strengthen your low back muscles. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, undoing this twist and take it to the other side. Right hand, left knee. Left hand comes behind. Reach through the crown of the head. Inhale. Exhale, twisting any amount. Using the strength of the core again to twist into this posture. In essence, this becomes more of a gentle stretch of the spine rather than like a torque of the spine. That's when injuries can happen. Inhale. And exhale, coming back through center. This time taking the fingertips out to your right and left. So you're coming up tented on the fingers, shoulder blades, maybe you draw them up, back and down along the spine. So draw them away from your ears. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head here. For me, I lengthen through my bun. And exhale, take your left ear to your left shoulder or towards it. Breathing here. With each inhale, you're sending breath into the side of the neck. And with each exhale, maybe release just a little bit more. With your next inhale, draw your head back through center. And this time, exhaling, chin to chest, chest rises to meet the chin. So maintaining the length and the integrity of your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Your next inhale, draw your head back through center. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. And you might be thinking, what does this have to do to my low back? How is this connected? Well, often tension in the neck either can cause tension in the low back or stem from tension in the low back. We're really looking at a holistic approach to stretching this muscle group and the muscles around it. So there's all a reason to it all. Inhaling, head back through center. Take the hands to your knees. We'll move through a couple cat-cows, just seated, and then we'll try it later in all fours. Ground through the hands. Inhale, gaze lifts. Modified cow posture. Exhale, cat, rounding in the spine, extend the arms, gaze to your belly button. Inhaling, cow. Exhale, cat. Once more, inhaling cow. Exhaling cat. Your next inhale draws you back up through center. And then, staying on the sits bones, take the feet to the mat, knees bent, feet planted. We'll do figure 4. Crossing right ankle over left thigh, keeping that right foot flexed. And sitting up tall. Draw shoulders up, back and down along the spine. Maybe you say tented up on the fingers behind you. Another place we hold tension from the low back are our T-bands. One more inhale here. Exhale, switching sides. Left ankle crosses over right thigh, flex the foot. And notice if the side feels markedly different than the other and make adjustments. Maybe you're feeling more of an intensity of the stretch here and you can step your right foot further away from you. That's a great option. Or if you'd like more stretch here, same thing goes. Walk the foot closer in to your sits bone. One more inhale. And exhale, uncross the ankle from your thigh. Roll over your ankles onto all fours. This time, playing with cat-cow from all fours. So start by grounding the weight into the hands. Noticing if you're equally distributing the weight amongst all the fingers, the thumbs, and not just sinking back into the wrists. Toes are untucked here, tops of the feet really press into the mat. Inhaling, belly lifts, or belly drops, gaze lifts, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Keeping pressure and weight evenly distributed in the hands. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And notice if this feels good, stick with this. We'll do a couple more rounds. But if you prefer the seated version, I invite you now to join me again in a seat and move through cat-cow in that way. You get the same benefits of the stretch, just maybe there's more protection of the low back, less of an intensity there. Making your way back to a neutral spine. From here, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Great counter pose for cat-cow. Maybe you bend one knee and then the other, walk out your dog. Knees can be super bent here as you reach the belly towards the thighs, hips reach up to the ceiling. One more inhale. Exhale, lower the knees, and then lower your torso slowly all the way to the ground. I'll provide 2 options here. First is baby cobra. So you start with the core here. The core is what will stabilize and protect the muscles of your low back. So draw your belly button up and into the spine. Pretty subtle movement, you wouldn't see any difference, but you'll feel the difference. Tops of the feet press on the mat, engage your quads. Inhaling, lift. Keeping that engagement, low belly. You probably won't lift very high here. Maybe try lifting the hands off the mat. And exhale, lower. Second option, so you can do another baby cobra or come up onto the forearms for Sphinx. So shoulders are over elbows, or maybe elbows are slightly in front of shoulders. And again, we're going to start with our core. So press the tops of your feet onto the mat, draw the belly button into the spine. You'll notice your pubis bone will lift slightly off the mat. That is a good sign. So it means that you're really protecting the low back. And if you'd like, you could do a little blanket roll, like a little hot dog roll, under the hips, if that would help support you here in this posture. Then we'll move up the body, noticing where our shoulders are, and then drawing them down the back, lifting the gaze. You're really gazing between the hands here. Just breathe here for 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Is your core still engaged? Inhale. Exhale. With this next exhale, lowering back down. And then pressing up and back. Option to knees wide, toes touch, child's pose. Arms can be long here. You can engage with the hands or the fingers, or you can release the arms down to the mat. Alternate option to be in downward facing dog. Both are perfect counter poses to Cobra and to Sphinx. If you're in child's pose, make your way to downward facing dog. And then from down dog, bend the knees generously and take tiny steps all the way to the top of your mat. Walk your feet out wide here. Grab your block. Promise you we'd use this today. And then sink the hips down, coming into Malasana. So what I want you to do is approach props like blocks as just a support for a really deep, rich practice. They're there for you. Maybe you're working through an injury or you're new to the yoga practice. So I want you to see your blocks as tools to deepen the practice of yoga. I'm a huge fan of props. So you're sinking the hips back, draw the shoulder blades onto your back. Press your elbows into your inner knees to open up the hips. Hands can be at heart center. Malasana, inhale. Exhale. If you'd like a second block, also a great option to put 2 blocks, or if you're feeling like it, no blocks. Malasana, inhale. And exhale. Begin to press into the feet, rock forward, move the block or blocks out of your way. And then forward fold. You can walk the feet slightly underneath you. I would say keep them at hips width or maybe a little bit wider. Knees are generously bent. Take opposite elbows with opposite hands and just rock side to side, be here. Noticing the stretch in the hamstrings. Maybe shake the head yes and shake the head no, just to release into the neck. As we've talked about today, you know it's all connected. So the hamstrings, the muscles of the neck all run and connect up around the low back. That's why we often get so much pain and tension there. There's a lot going on. Gently release the elbows if you have them. Inhaling, halfway lift, hands can come to shins. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees, maybe walk the feet in closer together. Hands plant on the mat, stepping back. Lower your knees and come back into the seat we started practicing today. If you're in crisscross applesauce, notice if you automatically did the same foot in front, which is likely I did, switch across the legs just to mix things up. You can have palms of the hands really grounded on the thighs, or you can face them up if you're more into receiving energy at the end of your practice. Allow your eyes to close. the weight of the body as it presses into the mat. Notice the contact your hands are making with your thighs. This is the whole practice of yoga. This is why we get on our mats, is just to notice and pay attention to our bodies. Taking hands heart center, bowing in, thanking yourself for your time today, for your practice. Namaste.